All right, so today we're diving into this truly terrifying first-hand account of a walk home from school that went terribly, terribly wrong. And this isn't just some campfire story. This is an encounter that actually became a local legend. And it all kicks off with one single sound, a limp, in a library that's supposed to be completely silent.
I mean, think about it for a sec. An empty street, some weird noise you can't place, that little prickle on the back of your neck that just screams, you are being watched. We've all felt that little spark of fear. Well, today's story is about that spark turning into an absolute inferno. So, let's set the scene. We've got a student, he's pulling an all-nighter, it's final exams, you know how it is. He's totally buried in his books in the school library, a place that's about to get a whole lot creepier. I mean, the setup here is just perfect for something spooky, right? Exams are just around the corner, so he's completely zoned in, totally lost track of time, and then he finally looks up. It's 10 p.m., and that low-level hum you always hear in a library, it's gone. It's not just quiet, it's this heavy, unnerving silence, and he realizes he's the only one left.
And then he hears it, a sound, just cutting right through that dead silence, a really clear, rhythmic limp. It's so bizarre, so completely out of place, that his brain just skips curiosity and goes straight to pure primal fear. He doesn't even think about checking it out. Nope. He just snatches his books and gets the heck out of there.
Okay, so he's basically sprinting out of the library and finds himself in one of those super long, empty school hallways. But yeah, he's not alone for long. Way, way down at the other end of the hall, right by the exit, of course, he sees a figure. It's a woman, just standing there, motionless. And as he has to walk toward her to get out, every single step just amps up that feeling of dread. You know, that little voice in your head screaming, this is wrong, turn back.
So he tries to be brave, right? He calls out, trying to make it make sense. He's trying to find a logical reason for some random person to be standing stock still in a dark school hallway at this hour.
And poof. Just like that, she's gone. I'm not talking walked away quickly. I mean, vanished, in the blink of an eye. And that's the moment this whole thing goes from just being weird to being seriously, deeply unnatural. He's totally freaked out, obviously, but also kind of relieved. He figures, okay, that was bizarre, but it's over. So he finally gets outside, takes a deep breath of fresh air. But that creepy feeling, it doesn't go away. It's like it followed him right out the doors. And this is where the panic really starts to set in. See, the street he's on should be busy, even at this time of night. There should be cars, people walking around. But tonight, it is bone-chillingly empty. It's like the whole world went quiet. And that feeling of wrongness from the hallway is now everywhere. He's just trying to get home, head down, walking fast. And then he sees it on the pavement, a shadow. A shadow that's not his, stretching out right towards him. He whips his head around, heart pounding, and there's nobody there. There is nothing there to be casting that shadow. And that's when he forces himself to look up. It's her. She's back. And this time he gets a good, long, horrifying look. And this is not a normal person. Her clothes are all tattered, her hands and feet look all twisted, and there's that slow, agonizing limp again. Every single thing about her is just screaming danger. That feeling from the hallway comes rushing back, but like 100 times stronger. And it's just telling him one thing, run. Run now. But he can't. He's frozen solid, can't move a muscle, can't even think straight. He's just paralyzed. And in that terrifying, dead, quiet moment, she speaks. Just those 4 words. A simple question. But coming from her, in this situation, it is the most terrifying thing he has ever heard. He tries to answer, but no words come out. It's just pure animal panic. So he does the only thing he can think of. He just points randomly into the distance, anywhere but here. His entire being is just focused on making her go away. And it works. She turns and starts that slow, painful limp in the direction he pointed, eventually just fading into the dark.
Okay, so he's finally getting his feet to move, about to bolt, when this scream just rips through the night from the direction she went. But it's not a scream of pain or fear. It sounds triumphant, like she found something. And the words he hears are, "She is here." And that is the absolute last thing he remembers before he just blacks out. The next thing he knows, he's waking up and he's in his own house. Apparently, a neighbor found him passed out cold on the sidewalk and managed to get him home. And it's this neighbor who's about to connect all the horrifying dots for him. Turns out, the woman he saw has a name, Agatha. And she's not really a woman. She's a ghost, a famous local legend that everyone in the area knows about. And her story is tied directly to that school. And her story is just incredibly sad. Apparently, back in 1998, her little 10-year-old daughter died in a tragic accident at the school. The story goes that Agatha was so consumed by grief that her spirit just never moved on. She's trapped there, endlessly wandering the school grounds and the streets around it, looking for the child she can never find. And just like that, everything makes a horrible kind of sense. The limping sound in the quiet library, seeing her in the school hallway, that desperate question, "Have you seen my child?" It wasn't random at all. He had accidentally stumbled right into the middle of her haunting, and for a few terrifying moments, he was part of her search.
You know, this entire terrifying night all came down to a split-second, panicked decision. He pointed away, and she left. But that leaves you with one really chilling final thought, doesn't it? What if he'd said something else? What would have happened if he had answered, yes?